And I don't really want you guys to have any rude comments. This is all positive. I just want to explain to you, there's been so many times that I've wanted to quit, I've wanted to give up, I just don't want to do it anymore. This whole extra year has kind of just turned into Hey everyone, I know a bunch of you guys had saw on Instagram that I posted about having COVID and pneumonia, but I pulled myself together because it's been about a week now since I got diagnosed with pneumonia, and I decided to get ready because I was tired of feeling gross and being lazy, because that's all I really can do at this point right now. But yeah, I just thought it'd be really good to kind of tell you guys what happened, the story behind how I got COVID, and a bunch of you guys had asked questions, so I'll be answering those, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit real quick how I got COVID, and then I'll answer the questions for you guys. Jonas was going on a business trip for work, and he came back and thought that he had a cold. He kind of started feeling sick the next morning after he came back from one of his work trips, and this was kind of before Thanksgiving. All he kind of had was a stuffy nose, a little bit of a sore throat, and a headache for like 3 days. It was weird because I kind of thought that I was getting sick because that night he came home, I was kind of like coming down with something, and I had like a stuffy nose, a headache, and a little bit of a sore throat as well. And so, I texted Lisa. She said, don't come into the gym, go get tested, whatever. I went and got tested, negative. I went to gym for a couple weeks, but after a week, like after Thanksgiving, I came down with COVID and went and got tested after 2 days of having symptoms, got tested positive. I was sick for a whole 2 weeks. And then I was like starting to feel better. And then after those 2 weeks, I like kind of thought I was getting better. Things were going good. I went into the gym 3 different times, was super weak. It was really, really hard. And then on a Sunday after that, I got really sick, went to the hospital, and found out I had pneumonia. So I'm going to answer a bunch of your guys' questions, and I'll tell a little bit more with the questions that you have. But yeah, so that's kind of just what happened. That's what went down. And yeah, it was just really sucky. So yeah, let's get to the questions. Okay, so I got so many questions. I'm just going to try to answer a variety of them. I know probably some of them are going to be really similar. Busy asked. Busy actually used to work at Utah, so hi Busy. She says, how were you and Jonas' symptoms similar/different? We all had different symptoms, 5 people. So Jonas's symptoms, he had a headache, sore throat, and a little bit of a stuffy nose, and then later he started losing his taste and smell. So for about 2 or 3 weeks he couldn't taste or smell anything. So that was pretty sad, because we'd go out to eat and stuff and he could only taste like spicy stuff. So one day we went to Mod Pizza and he just got the spiciest pizza that he could get just so he could have like some type of taste to it. So what were your first symptoms? So on Saturday, I can't remember the days, this was like a month ago, I really just did not feel good. And so I was hanging out with my mom, and it kind of just got worse throughout the day, and I just told her like I'm just not really feeling good, and I didn't really know how I felt. I just didn't feel the best. I just was like really tired and just mostly had a bad headache. I just thought I had like a migraine, because I get those a lot and they make me feel like really, really sick. So I came home, was laying in bed, didn't feel that great, and then the next day on Sunday was when I really started feeling sick. I started having chills, I was night sweating, different things like that, had a headache, and then later on I started getting the cough, fever, everything like that. So it was just not fun. This one's from Carissa Anderson, my girl. What test did you take and what were the results? They were all out of rapid tests, so I had to wait like 2 or 3 days. The first time I got tested for COVID and was negative, it took like 3 or 4 days to get my test results back. But then when I went back there and got tested the second time and it was positive. I think because I was positive, they let me know like as soon as possible. They literally called me the next day and told me. So for the test, they literally just took a nose swab of my nostrils and that was it. So it was super fast and easy. And she also says, how are you feeling now? I thought I was feeling good. When I had COVID, I was sick for like probably 2 weeks. I was just really sick. When I started getting all the symptoms and I was super sick, it lasted for like 10 days. Obviously my fever went down. I took Tylenol, my fever was gone, but I was still having all the symptoms. I was super congested in here. And like, I feel like every time I coughed, I was like choking on loogies and I like couldn't breathe. It was like horrible. And then after 10 days, I was like finally kind of starting to feel better. But I'd say for about 2 weeks, I was just really, really weak. So I didn't go to gym for 2 weeks. Lisa still didn't have me come in because she wanted me to feel better before I started doing activity. At about 12 days, I went into the gym that's right here at our apartment just to like walk a little bit, get my body moving, and did a little bit of conditioning, not a ton, just a little bit of stuff. I came back, felt so sick. It was not worth getting my body moving. It was horrible. I probably should not have done that. So anyway, after about 3 weeks, the last day I had gym was on a Saturday. I went in on Sunday, I started feeling really sick. Told Jonas how sick I was. Still feeling sick on Monday. I went to gym, had a fever. They sent me home and decided to go to the hospital, and that was when I got diagnosed with pneumonia. Aw, Jonas. Sorry, Jonas is sitting over here. He commented, my question is, how are you so pretty? Thanks, babe. Someone said, do you have any trouble breathing now when doing gymnastics? This was from Sarah. I only went into gym 3 different times after having like 2.5 weeks off. I feel like I kind of had trouble breathing, but it wasn't like just like breathing. It was when I inhaled and like exhaled, like took a deep breath, it like really hurt. I feel like, my breathing wasn't the best, especially because when I did have COVID and I would sleep at night, my chest was kind of hurting and it was like freaking me out. And I didn't really say much to anyone about it because I was like, it's probably just the COVID. I've, had a cough. I'm congested. And so I was just trying not to worry about it because like already having COVID was freaking me out. So yeah, that was at gym was when I really was kind of noticing, okay, like I still don't feel 100%. So it probably wasn't the smartest thing to even come back to gym. I don't really know. I don't know if that made me get pneumonia, even though I didn't really do much at gym because my body just still didn't feel 100%. So yeah, I don't really know, but I did feel it at gym a little bit, especially when I took deep breaths. So someone asked, do you feel you were safe and followed the rules? So I know that's a big question because the rules are very important. Anywhere you go, you have to have a mask on. I wear a mask as much as I can, and I don't really want you guys to have any rude comments. This is all positive. I just want to explain to you questions that you have and concerns. And I just want this to be all positive, just because this is such a scary thing, and I feel like nobody's perfect, and no matter how hard you try to prevent COVID, there's still so many ways you can still get it. So I wear my mask everywhere I go. Lisa, my coach, doesn't make us wear masks when we're training, but they wear it when they warm up, and they wear it when they walk from event to event and into the bathroom and into the locker room. And I know that there are gymnasts out there, which is awesome, that can do gym in a mask, but I can't breathe well in one when I wear it, and it gets in my face, and I already have a petite face, and the kids' masks are seriously way too small for my face, but the adult masks are kind of hard at the same time, but I cannot do gym with something flying in my face. And yeah, so that is that. For the most part, I felt like I'd been really safe. I know Arizona's a hot spot right now, and pretty much everyone's getting COVID here. I didn't want it after seeing my parents have it. We didn't go see my parents for probably 2 months because I don't really know how all of it works, or if you really are still contagious after 10 days. I don't really know. Just because with some sicknesses, you are only contagious for a couple of days and then you're fine. So I just don't really know, but I feel like we did everything that we were supposed to, and I followed the rules. I'm not a big rule breaker. I try not to be. So has COVID affected the amount of hours that you want to train? So yes, it definitely has. It's already been really hard because of my foot. There's been so many times that I've wanted to quit, I've wanted to give up, I just don't want to do it anymore. This whole extra year has kind of just turned into a piece of crap, to be honest. After my foot happened, that already pushed me back, and I had already had a hard time with this whole extra year. I was trying to be positive about it and saying, okay, like, I get this extra year, I get to upgrade stuff that I maybe wasn't going to with only 1 year, and I tried to make the best of it, and I was getting all these upgrades, working on all these great things, everything was going so good, and then of course my foot that has had, problems got worse, and that had pushed me back, and so that's been like 3 months of not doing a lot in the gym, getting my foot stronger, letting it rest, letting it heal. And so I've just been really behind and really struggling. And then just when I start to when I just start to like push myself a little bit more and things are getting better, I get COVID. And then I had COVID so bad that it literally put me out of gym for 2.5 weeks, but now it's been a month. So yeah, it definitely has messed up the hours of training. I feel so behind. How has it affected training for the Olympics? It's definitely hard because Olympics aren't till July and Olympic trials aren't till June. But February we're supposed to be having a meet, and they're putting the top 4 on the national team. And so here we are in January, and I still haven't gone into the gym. It's been like a month now with everything that I've been diagnosed with and have gotten. And my body is super weak, and it's just really, really stressful. So I know that I will have time to come back, but it's just really hard not knowing if I'll be able to do a bunch of my upgrades, just because we're going to have to try to get me back into routine shape as fast as possible. So I'm really just trying to take it one day at a time. Someone said, could you taste stuff? Yes, I could taste stuff. I never lost my taste and smell. When I went to go get tested for COVID the second time, and they called back with my results, they told me that for some reason, I know it doesn't matter, but they said sometimes guys kind of get that worse with taste and smell. So I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I feel like I have after they told me that. Someone says, when can you go back to training? After I was in the hospital and I got diagnosed with pneumonia, they did what was the test called? I always forget.
EKG?
They did an EKG on me, and that looked fine. They wanted me to go to a cardiologist. They wanted me to go to a cardiologist just to get my heart checked, and I talked with the USA Gymnastics team doctors, and they said that would be really good. So after the hospital, I met with my doctor, and then he had me schedule an appointment to come back in a week. So tomorrow will be Wednesday from when I last saw him. And they're going to do another chest x-ray just to make sure that the pneumonia is gone and that I can go back to training. So we'll see how that goes, if I'm getting better. I feel like I'm getting better, but I still have, like, my chest still kind of hurts, but I'm feeling like I can finally kind of breathe better. Someone asked, is it a big deal that everybody is making it? I mean, it was hard for me to really know, just because, like, I know my parents had it really bad, and I know that, like, some people I knew, like, had it but got through it really quickly and did really fine, and it really just depends on the person, honestly. I mean, I had it pretty bad, and it was not fun. It was pretty much just like having the flu, but without the throwing up part. So, I mean, I really just think it hits everyone differently, and I think it is scary because, it is a virus, it's out there, it's a pandemic, it does kill people, and so it is scary. I mean, I think nobody wants to die, so I think it's good to take precautions and to be safe as much as possible, but still be able to, try to live your life too, as well. Somebody says, how were you able to keep up training and fitness during the isolation? Honestly, I wasn't, because I was so sick. I tried stretching a couple times when I felt better, and like I said before, I'd went to my gym here at our apartment complex and tried to do a little bit, and it just did not go so well. So I really didn't start doing anything till I went back into the gym and tried doing stuff those 3 days. Somebody said, what do you think you and Jonas could have done differently to not have caught it? I wish Jonas didn't have to work, but he has to provide for us. And I mean, just like anybody else is at risk, going out and working every day, going to the grocery stores, you know, going shopping, going here, going there, anywhere. I mean, people have to work, and you know, I feel like it's just so easy to catch it. So Jonas and I don't really do that much that often. So honestly, you guys just be aware of your surroundings, use a lot of hand sanitizer, keep your masks on, and hopefully you'll be okay. How did it affect your process and training? Did you miss a training camp? So I was actually really worried about it because I wasn't really ready yet because of my foot, because that's pushed me so behind. And we were supposed to have a national team training camp in January, but because of COVID, it got canceled. So I think we were supposed to send in videos and do an online thing. Obviously wasn't able to do that because I got COVID. We're supposed to be competing in February, but I don't really know anything much more than that, honestly, right now. I think they're just kind of taking it one day at a time and seeing how regulations go and different things like that with COVID. So how did COVID affect your mental health? Honestly, not very good. Like I said before, I've seriously wanted to quit so many times. I've had a couple mental breakdowns, and I just feel like, you know, this whole extra year has really just been really, really hard for me. I do love gymnastics, and the Olympics have always been my dream, so I'm really going to try my best to be healthy and heal up as much as I can. So thankfully I got COVID now than later. I just got to work really, really hard if I want this, and I can do it. We still have, what are we in, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So we have about 5 months. So if I could come back into elite in 3 months, I can do it in 5. So I got this. Someone said, have you fully recovered? Obviously not. I'm definitely better than I was, especially with having pneumonia. Like I said, my chest still kind of hurts and feels a little weird, but I feel like I'm finally able to breathe better, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit more energy, but it's just really weird because my body is just feeling like so weak and all my joints hurt. So it kind of like freaks me out, but I'm supposed to be getting a heart test. They're going to do an ultrasound on my heart. And then I'm supposed to be getting another x-ray, so we're going to make sure everything's okay with my heart and my chest and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be okay. I think it's really important that if you guys do have COVID and you are an athlete, to make sure that you are fully feeling better before you go in. I think for me that COVID just really hit me hard, and my body was just really shut down, and I was super stressed. And I think, you know, maybe coming back a little too soon than I should have maybe gave me pneumonia. I don't really know. So yeah, just really be mindful and really take care of your body and see how your body responds, because if you take care of that first, then I think, you know, coming back will be even easier, and you won't have as many problems as I did. So someone said, did you think you could die? I don't think that I didn't think I was gonna die. Like I said, I just really felt like I had a really bad flu without the throwing up part. But if anything, I was really just like this, like all day. Like I couldn't move. I was exhausted. I was tired. My body hurt. I just didn't feel good. So like I said, it's not better than having the flu, but I would way rather be super sick than like throwing my guts out. So yeah, it was scary just because one time I did cough, and I told you I had so much like what do you call that? Inflammation or fluid in my chest? Congestion and stuff. And I was coughing one time, and I couldn't like get it out. And so like it was like stuck in my throat, and I couldn't breathe, and I was like, Jonas, help me. And I was like literally like, after I like finally could like calm down and like get it down and breathe, I was like literally like started crying because it was so scary, because I literally felt like I was gonna die from like not being able to breathe. But that was like the only time that I got super scared from having COVID. You know, with COVID going around and everyone has their own thoughts and opinions about it, It obviously is a real thing and we all do need to be aware about it, but I also think, you know, just looking at social media and different people, different athletes, famous people all around the world that have had COVID and, you know, said they, you know, didn't get it that bad, and then people cut them down and say, how could you say that? COVID is really bad. People have died. And like, that is true. Like it is a serious thing. People are dying all over around the world from this pandemic, but it really does hit everybody differently. Like Jonas didn't get it as bad as I did, and then I got it way worse. Both my parents got it super, super bad, and I've, you know, had tons of friends that have family that, you know, the kids don't get it as bad, but the adults get it worse, or the kids don't get it at all, or this person doesn't get it at all, but the whole rest of the family got it. So it really is just weird how it can affect you in so many different ways. But I also think, you know, being someone that really does get criticized a lot. I've been getting criticized ever since I've been like 12 years old through gymnastics and people hating on me and bashing me. And, you know, that's a real thing, you know, being a public figure and having everyone's eyes on you all the time. I feel like it is really easy to judge somebody else, but, you know, you don't know me maybe as well as you think you do just because you follow me on social media, different things like that. But it's just really sad that, you know, someone can go out of their way to just sit on their computer and bash at somebody or say something rude about them or their friends or their family, and it's really just not okay. And so I really hope that, you know, I really want to be real with you guys, and I really want you to be aware that, you know, COVID is a thing, and I did catch it even though I tried my hardest not to get it. But yeah, I just really wish that, you know, with these last couple months that have just been so horrible, I think that we really need to be going out of our way to be kind to other people, to help other people, to be there for one another and not be cutting people down. I do have to say that, you know, with me coming back into the elite world, that was one thing that I was really scared about, is everybody hating on me, but it's actually been a lot better than it ever has been, and you guys have literally been so helpful and so thoughtful. And it really does, it makes me feel better about myself. And I don't think there's any need to judge somebody or take somebody down because your life isn't that great. So maybe keep the bad comments to yourself. Don't spread them to other people because you never know what someone's going through. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I just want to thank, seriously, everyone. It's sorry if I took a long time to get back to you on text messages, Instagram, anything like that. I've had so many people reach out to me, and it's really made me feel good inside and feel the love and support that you guys have given me. So thank you so much. I'm on the road to recovery. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna make it through this, and just stay positive and stay safe. And I love you guys all so much. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you like this video. Catch you guys next time.